Welcome to Positive Talk Daily. My name is Mr. Positive. Today on Positive Talk Daily, we're going to be doing the video review of the iPhone 16 Pro Max and comparing it to a fake iPhone or a knockoff iPhone 16 that you might find on Amazon. You might find it on eBay where, scammers are selling these knockoff iPhone 16s looking like real iPhone 16 Pro Max or 16 type iPhones. First off, we're going to look at the real iPhone, which you're going to get in the box when you do get an iPhone 16. It's going to look something like this. This is a traditional iPhone 16 Pro Max. We're looking at the 512 gigabyte model. That's the model I have. It usually comes with the wire, and we had to purchase this separately at the Apple Store. I bought this with my own money. It's the silver model. It's an awesome smartphone. It's got 120 hertz refresh rate. We're talking 6.9 inch Super AMOLED display, and awesome. It's running the latest A18 Pro chip from Apple, and it's going to be future-proof for a long time. This is the legit. This is the real deal. You can see the Apple logo right there with MagSafe on the back with our case. I actually also got an iPod Air M3, iPod Air 13-inch. We're going to take a look. We're going to do a video review, separate video review coming up later in the week on that brand new iPad M3, 13-inch. It's a really, really nice device. And I got it bundled with spent a lot of money. So we're also going to look at the 10th generation Apple Watch later in the next week or so. But again, I want to show people the difference between a legit iPhone and what we would call a knockoff. So what you see here is not a real iPhone. Yes, it looks similar. Looking really closely, you can see that these things look pretty identical. But these are fake iPhone. This is the fake iPhone right here. And how can you tell a difference between a fake knockoff iPhone in the real deal? Now, there are a phone called the Goo phone. Goo phones are fake iPhone knockoffs that are actually running a knockoff software, which is very much similar, almost scary good, similar to the real iPhone 16. And it's on a knockoff device running Android. Now, we're going to go over some ways you can tell that these phones aren't the same devices. Now, yes, a lot of them have the same logos. As you look from here, you might think, well, that looks like the same iPhone 16, but you would be dead wrong. Let's go over the fake iPhone first. Now, looking at it like this, if I had my hand covered, you wouldn't even be able to tell if this was a real iPhone 16 or a knockoff iPhone 16. One way of being able to tell that this is a fake iPhone is it doesn't have the Apple logo. Okay, so if you're someone out there who saw this maybe i16 Pro Max, that's what they're going to call it on Amazon's website. Amazon has been accused of selling these type of devices and not putting a stop to the listing. So once these videos are made, then then Amazon pulls the listings of an i16 Pro Max. A lot of people are looking for deals. Now, in order to get one of these phones, you can go into US Cellular, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, even Metro by T-Mobile, Cricket Wireless. You can buy these outright. Again, you can finance them and pay it for 24 months or 18 months and then trade it in. Pay it off whenever you want. So this one here does not have the Apple logo. Okay, and it's going to come in a box that looks like this. Now you're like, Mr. Positive, that looks like a legit Apple box, but it's not. There's no Apple logo. Some of these devices, some of these knockoff iPhones that you order on eBay or on other websites like Wish.com or AliExpress will actually come. If you go online, look closely, they says, well, that seems like a really good deal. If you're someone looking to purchase a new iPhone but don't want to pay a lot, and you go on eBay or AliExpress, you're going to say, well, that $120 sounds like a good deal. It's going to come with a case that looks something like this. You're going to be asking yourself, well, Mr. Positive, they look identical, but the difference is they're also selling knockoff iPhone devices that come with the print that looks exactly like a real iPhone 16. This is where it's tricking people. This is the box I'm holding here is a fake iPhone 16 box. This is what this one here, let me show you real quick, came in. Okay, it came in looking like this. Okay, came in looking like this with the actual Apple logo and everything. Had the font similar and everything else. So you got to be very careful. They'll even use a real UPC code or a serial number that is linked to an iPhone 16 out there someplace in the world. So don't get confused. Some of them will even have an Apple logo on them and stuff like that. One way you can tell is they'll have dud cameras. Now these cameras here look pretty legit, but these are fake camera lenses that you're seeing here. The real one here is right here. That's a 13 megapixel camera, not a 48 megapixel camera like Apple sells with the legit device. The other thing is, it is called a welcome phone, okay? If you get one of these devices, you say you ordered it on AliExpress, Wish.com, or even eBay, some of these phones will claim to have a 6.9-inch screen. This actually has a 6.5-inch screen. It has the dimensions of the iPhone 16, but its screen itself is not the same. It has a large chin on the bottom, and you're going to have these keys here. That means it's Android. This is running Android 10, okay? Now, they did a really good job with the skin, making it look like it's stealing some of the icons from a real iPhone. They go pretty far out, and they'll even go as far as making the camera look identical and making it look like that this is a legit iPhone when it's really, really not. This is running a MediaTek processor. It's got about maybe 2 gigs of RAM on board, and we're talking about a chipset that's probably over 10 years old that's inside this, and probably software that's at least 5 years old, maybe older, okay? It does have a screen here. It does have the dynamic island, kind of similar to what you see here. It does work and function, so if I was to plug this in to charge it up, a lot of people will get fooled. Watch this dynamic island. Watch what it does when I plug in the USB. See? So the dynamic island actually does some functionalities. Okay? And they both take Type-C charging. And the cases for this fit this as well. So, very interesting. It can fool a lot of people. And there are other ones that are so good that the bill material is actually the same or feels similar to the real deal. So they've done a really, really good job, these card artists, putting together a fake knockoff China iPhone and making it feel similar to the real deal. Okay, so when you see something like this for $120 or $30, like, man, that's a good deal for an iPhone 16. This is not an iPhone 16. Now, they've even gone as far as adding a dedicated camera button. Okay, if I hit that dedicated camera button, the camera app will actually open up. There's even a button on the side here. So similar to the real iPhone 16. It'll even have 4K video recording, which really we know this thing can't do. It can do 1080p at 30 frames per second. And it also says it has Face ID. It actually does have kind of like a fake Face ID and a fake fingerprint scanner, if I go like this, on display. But I could use my nose to unlock this phone. Watch. I'll actually show you that. So I could close this. You're probably going to laugh. Well, maybe not. I've seen people on other YouTube apps where they've used their nose to unlock the phone. But you can see there that the phone is obviously, any finger will work. Okay, so I have nothing on here. Any finger here could work. Anything with a point could work. Okay, so it's fake Face ID and it has fake fingerprint reader. Okay, the camera's fake. None of these cameras are real. These are duds. You can tell by the shininess. Those are duds. The real camera's at the top. Okay, but from far away, if I was holding this and holding it like this, you cannot tell this was a fake iPhone. So I wanted to make this video because we have the real deal right here. Now, let's go over the real phone compared to that, okay? I'm even going to do a speed test between the ones so you can see how different these phones are. This is legit iPhone 16 Pro Max. Okay, the 512 gig model at that 6.9-inch OLED display. You've got, again, a You got the dynamic island. You have Type-C charging on the bottom. You have MagSafe. You have all real cameras. The 248 megapixel and the 12 megapixel ultra wide on board, and you can do the 4K 120 hertz, and you can do the 120 hertz refresh rate for motion to make this phone seem snappier. There's no way. This also has Apple Intelligence on board. What is the forecast in Lewiston, Maine?
Expect some clear skies in Lewiston,
okay,
Maine today.
So if I do this on the fake iPhone, it's going to give me nothing. That's it. It's just going to let you turn it off. If I hold it for a second, it's just going to give you the option to turn it off. Okay. Now it will use Google. It will use like Google, Google Search or Google AI, not like the newest AI, but it will use Google Search assistance to search stuff. So it's not legit. If I hold down the circle button, you'll be able to bring up Google, and it won't do anything. It just makes it look like it does something. Okay, you have a fake you have. Let's show you the difference on loading. This is how you're going to know you have a fake iPhone. I'll click on Facebook. This phone here cannot handle full-blown Facebook. You have to use Facebook Lite. As you can see, it doesn't take forever to load, but it is very laggy. You can tell if you have a real iPhone, it's not going to do this. A real iPhone is going to be very fast, very smooth. It's not going to glitch like this when it opens up. Let me show you the real deal, so that way you know what you're getting yourself into. I'll open up the real Facebook. Look how quick that is. And there is no glitchiness. Give me 1 second here. There is no glitchiness, okay? This thing opens up. It's quick. It's fast. It stays where it was last left off, okay? This is a legit iPhone. Some of the phones that they're knocking off on Facebook, on eBay, or even Facebook Marketplace, we've seen some of these go on sale, have a software that is so much like the real iPhone that a lot of people don't even realize they've gotten scammed. That's why we're making this video. What I did is I went in and I modified this device and brought up the original Android. So you can tell it's Android because it's got the Google Android interface. Okay, so we were able to take off the software or skin that they were running, and we were able to modify it and bring it back to its original settings, which is iOS, which is Android 10. Okay, so there's a lot of these devices out there, and you can't tell from here if this was a real iPhone or not. There's no iPhone logo. There's no Apple logo. Some of them do actually have, and I showed you a box that this one came in here. This one came in a box that looked just like this real iPhone here. So some of them will come in a box looking like this, which is an Android we ordered a long time ago, and some of them will come in a box that looks like the real deal. This is a fake iPhone right here. This is the one this one came in. So be aware of that so you do not get scammed, okay? They look similar. One way you'll be able to tell is the real one looks faded. The real one doesn't look faded. It'll actually have a graphic on the bottom. This one is just flat and it's faded. And when the colors are faded, that's a fake box. The print is a bit faded, and the back, there may be some grammar issues and stuff like that. So just be aware between a fake iPhone and the real deal. Okay? Do not get scammed. Know the difference. Again, the original, the new iPhone 16 Pro Max, which was released in October 2024, this has the 6.9-inch screen. There are no bezels on here. This is a bezel-less display. It's 99% screen to body ratio, 98%. So there's maybe a tiny little space in between. The only thing we really get for a notch is the dynamic island. And that's pretty much it. Now, they've done a pretty good job with this one as well. They pretty much copied it one for one. If I went this way, it would look like a real iPhone. They're ripping off the iPhones. They're ripping off the wallpapers and everything. Other thing is, you can tell that it's not because the screen, this has the large chin on the bottom. This has no chin on the bottom. Okay? Looking at the back, you can tell the dud cameras. See how shiny that looks? You can tell there's plastic in there. This has 100% realistic cameras. There was one camera on there that actually works, and it's just a tiny little thing, and it's a 13 megapixel camera. Okay, does nothing special. This has the 48 and the 12 megapixel ultra wide. Okay, I wanted to show people the difference. This is running a MediaTek Helio chipset or MediaTek chipset from 10 years ago, and this is running the latest iPhone Apple A18 Pro chipset. So you got to know when you're getting scammed. Again, before we go here on Positive Talk Daily, if you've been shopping on Amazon and you're looking to purchase a legit iPhone, the real iPhone is not going to have fingerprint unlock. It's going to have face unlock. There is face unlock on here, but it's fake. This does have face unlock and no fingerprint at all on it. And on the back, you're going to get MagSafe. No MagSafe here. This one will get an Apple logo. This one doesn't. There are some out there where they have printed Apple logos on the back and have the same color as this and almost made of the same material. So I wanted to show people the difference. You're going to know because this phone here is glitchy as shit. You can tell it's just glitchy. I mean, it'll get the job done if that's all you got. But again, you can see it does work a little bit, but it's very laggy and stuff. And a real iPhone is not going to lag like this. Okay, even if you had 100 apps open, the phone is going to run pretty smooth. This here runs like it's supposed to. You open it up, it loads everything up, and it takes a second, but you can see here that it's not lagging at all. Okay, depending on your internet connection, that's really what it's about. Hopefully you don't get scammed when you're buying an iPhone 16 online. Always go through a legit seller if you're going to buy an iPhone 16. Maybe go to Walmart, Best Buy if you're just going to buy it outright for $1,000, or go to a local carrier and see if you can get a contract deal where the owner finance it to you or finance it to you. Do not buy if you see it sounds too good to be true. It's obviously going to come in a box that looks legit like a real iPhone, or it's going to come in something like this, which is not the real iPhone. Which it looks like it, but it's not. Do not be fooled buying iPhones on Wish.com or eBay even sells these. Even Facebook Marketplace are littered with fake iPhone knockoffs. A lot like this. And a lot of them, even some of them have legit software running that look exactly like or mimicking the real iPhone experience. For Mr. Positive Live, I'm Mr. Positive. Do not get scammed buying a knockoff iPhone.